Just watching for the second row of the grid
Alister's
with
right
the
at the
massive
very,
Derby
very back of
Works
the grid
rear wing.
after a DNF
Simon
in
Elliott
race 1.
getting it ready to go as we are set
Go Al
for a start. Howell gets away beautifully. Elliott goes with him. Have a look at the Triumph GT. Trevor Lindsay goes beautifully off the start there in car number 86. That's the white car. Just getting gazumped a little bit by Andrew Howell, who really got gazumped by the two V8s that came through on him. There's the number 40 with Michael Trathen down the inside with about 1/5 of the capacity and under his right foot.
Absolutely, using lightweight to his advantage. Lots of movement off the start. As Chester just sat there wheel spinning, and we got Jason Edwards going wide at turn 2. Chester has lost the lead, unfortunately. Had a bit of a head start, and he's thrown it away.
Alister Ondaatje fighting back pretty hard. He's already made his way to alongside Michael Hurley. Michael Hurley just opens up enough room for him to allow through. He only need a millimetre. I reckon he gave him about 30 of them to get through there as well. Under brakes down into
it's
turn 4.
David Bajan. So I know he lost the position just before the safety car came out yesterday on David, so he'll be keen to get that one back ahead. And we see Alister Ondaatje also picking off Peter Rose as Tony Vollebrett trying to get Hurley and Rose as well into Siberia.
Michael Hurley, the wide entry, so trying to keep the revs up and flow the car to get some more pace up the hill. Switches him to the inside as they come up to the left-hander here, and he's going to grab a spot there. Good strategy there employed by the 61 of Michael Hurley. The problem is he's dragged the car in behind him and made a hole in the air, and he goes up through a spot there, but the 48 not being able to get through there, and Anthony Vollebrett just does make his way through on the 6 of Peter Rose. Now Peter's gone backwards in the first couple of corners.
Yeah, but that's all right. He's he'll be working his way into it. Mike was making some good progress, so he'll be trying to chase Tony Vollebrett and push forward to see Alister Ondaatje now looking at Greg White coming into the last corner. So we'll see if the Triumph's got a bit more legs than the MGB down the front straight.
Yeah,
hopefully, for Alister's sake, he'll be able to get himself by and move up. I know he was really disappointed yesterday, so he'll be keen to get back up towards the pointy end.
Yeah, any day you get panel damage on your race car is not a good day. Get the thing fixed up and get it back out on track, and that's really what these guys are all about. It's we're at the racetrack. We may as well make the best of it as we possibly can. The weather's great. Let's enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Tony Vollebrett on Greg White into turn 1, so making progress as he and Richard both coming from the back of the grid, so you'd expect they'll make some good progress. Probably just starting to get to the point it might be a little bit hard to keep making the same sort of ground, but good to see them making good progress through the field and nice and clean after yesterday.
Here we go. This is back up the front of the field now. The 66 is currently sitting in a position, sorry, the 86 in position number 4 there. Trevor Lindsay, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again, this guy brained him at Sandown. He was absolutely on it, and you'd have to say the two dark horses of Victorian MG and invited British cars racing are on screen now with that Triumph and that little Sprite there. If there's ever any falter at the front of the field or inclement weather or not ideal conditions, these two are all over it at the front of the field. And at the moment, we've got them all over each other.
Great little battle here. 4 completely different cars, from the Triumph GT6, MG Midget, Triumph Stag and an MG ZR. Different capacities, different configurations. This is what it's all about for us.
It certainly is. The diversity is absolutely amazing. Look at number 1 around the outside. Michael Trathen looking for it, the horsepower in the Triumph, just stepping into the game there, but right round the outside. Gee, you've got to have some respect with your fellow combatants to go around the outside of turn 12 here. And just a little wave, a little acknowledgement too. And here comes the Stag, of course. No shortage of cubic capacity there. All the straight line handling you could want in the world.
Absolutely. How good is that? A couple of 3 or 4 position changes in 2 corners there. Keith looks like he's got the bit between his teeth today, but that is so good. Such good respectful racing on there between Mike Trathen and Trevor Lindsay as Trathen goes down the inside of Keith into turn 2.
2 open top cars out for a drive on a sunny day.
What a Sunday drive for these 2.
All that front splitter starting to wobble there as well. As Keith's had issues with that over the last couple of race meetings. We've seen him out there on track. Great to have him back on track as well. And he's now lining up the Triumph GT. Couple of Triumphs there, battling it out with each other. Gee, there's some decades of history on the screen right now, isn't there?
Absolutely. Look at these guys. And Jason Holmes just looking to pounce on the back of them. He's going to try around the outside of Mike Trathen, but I don't think that's going to work. That midget is very good around the corners. Just saw Simon Elliott as well. 143.9 is a new PB for him. So that's he's really got the bit between his teeth this morning. Obviously a bit frustrated maybe after his penalty from the restart yesterday. And Phil Chester is having to put in a big fight. We haven't seen Phil push this hard for a while.
Simon Elliott is doing a terrific job out in front at the moment, but this battle, we've just seen the three go through and make up a play set. Jason Holmes came off front part of the grid there and chasing now for another spot to get back into outright front line contention. The 48 just cresting the hill there, that's Anthony Vollebrecht. Sporting a bit of damage from yesterday's melee on the straight after the start of the race. And we get a good look at a bit of traditional MG fare there with David Bagent going around at turn 12 or entering turn 12. Yeah, so these two haven't come through the field. It was great to see. There were so many people trying to get these cars fixed yesterday afternoon in the pits. As soon as the cars were back, there was people down there with race tape and hammers and all sorts of stuff. So it's great that we've only lost one car out of yesterday, unfortunately. To lose one, but to keep the others is fantastic as those two coming through the field. So great work by them, and it looks like they've done it really cleanly. So great to see Ondaatje and Vollebrecht now 10th and 11th. So just about to crack both of them inside the top 10 from the rear of grid. That's a great performance. Fantastic straight on shot here. If you looked 180 degrees, you'd be looking straight out over Tasmania onto Bass Strait, but that view straight down the straight there is it's one of those shots for the ages here at the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit, particularly when there's a heat haze there. It gives adds to an extra dimension to the shot. There it is, the weather, 16.7 degrees. Pressure dew point 79%, north-northeast. And it's looks like it's got a mechanical black flag there, the weather, but it's telling us that it's sun shining.
Yeah, don't get rid of the weather, please.
No, that's right, please. Don't black flag the weather today. This is what we come here for. Under brakes now, big challenge down to the inside. Change for position, no. Not quite. So a couple of cars that started out midfield there with Greg White in number 9, just leading. That's number 6 there as well. So that is Pete Rose. We're getting a great look right down the side of John Makem. Gee, John's been at it a while in this car, hasn't he?
It's so good to have him back.
It is good.
He's a great personality in the paddock, and it's great to have him back and having some fun as they go side by side through the hay shed. And John might get by Peter here. Great camera work by Blendline, big call out, some great work this weekend. I've been watching down in the pits, and it's been great to see some awesome images from what's got to be the most picturesque track in Australia.
Simon Elliott doing a tremendous job out in front at the moment, 143.93. Yeah, that shot there coming out from Matty. Big shout out to him up there. Yes, Matty, brand new, joined us at, I think, Sandown. Yeah, and doing some tremendous job there. It's a big panning shot, and I'll get it right eventually. Maybe go to another conversation topic and I'll stop getting it wrong.
That didn't get awkward. But as we see, Peter Rose, horsepower, going to have a go at John Makem down in turn 1. He's going to have to go around the outside, but the MGB probably a little bit more grunt, so we'll see what happens here. He's cleared him. All that work for John has come up nil. He's now got to do it all again. So they're not far off being some lap traffic as well, which will potentially throw a spanner in the works. Looks like Phil Chester just lap times have dropped off here. We'll see what he does this time past. So he potentially given up chase on Simon Elliott here as we've got a couple of laps to go. And we see here Keith is going to get passed by Mike Trathen around the outside over Lukey Heights. What a move by Mike Trathen.
Keith Ondaatje looked like he's slowing a little bit there. That was a very easy drive past on the top of Lukey Heights, but that's sort of the nature of Mike Trathen's racing, isn't it? Looks like he's doing it easy, where he's working very hard there.
And the lightness probably helps tyre life, so you'd imagine Keith probably just starting to get affected a little bit by tyre life now as we get on in this race. And Mike absolutely pushing. He's got a great run coming on the front straight. He won't have the legs, but he'll sit in the toe as Keith winds the big V8 up and is going to go flying by towards turn 1.
Looks to the inside now, but they've got the wood on him in a straight line. Yeah, in fact, he's suffering from something there because the 3 just breezed on by there. Jason Holmes drove through. You would have thought that that's Keith's ultimate strength here. Here we go. This is what it's all about. We said this in the first lap of the race, and they're still doing it. Some 5 laps later, on the 6th lap of this race, and they're still side by side, this Triumph GT and this MG Midget with its registration plate still on it. If that doesn't rub some salt into the wound, I don't know what does.
Not many cars doing that these days. Big call out for Trevor Lindsay as well, coming all the way from Adelaide. Absolutely loving running with us. It's great to have him here. Bit of a squirm under brakes there, but great to have a little GT6 here. And a couple of his mates have got a couple of cars. We'll see a couple more additions later this year, early next year from Adelaide. So it's great to have them all here. But we'll also call out, because I know he's sitting on the top of the paddock, we did lose Trevor Dunford after a non-racing related incident yesterday after racing, but a big call out and thanks for coming over, Trevor. I know you'd love to be on track, but I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, fantastic that we can drag some South Australians over here to join. This really does, and we've really appreciated what Trevor Lindsay's bought in the number 86 here. Car looks beautiful. It's one of those classic silhouettes that's just enjoyable to look at. Moving art, you might refer to it as. And Triumph have always been very clever with that over many, many years. And this car looks great on track, and he's driven magnificently. Have a look at this. Holmes up to the inside there, just serving it up, using the strength under his right foot, gathering it all up, charging down the front straight now. No need for side-by-side around turn 12. That's an emphatic move, and will drive away. Goes after Michael Tratton, sitting in P3. Here's our race leader now, Simon Elliott, doing a magnificent job in the 55. In fact, we really would have thought we would have seen the blue car of Phil Chester jammed up under that massive rear wing, and the checkered flag is being readied for car number 55. Phil Chester is really nowhere to be seen at this moment, 13 seconds further back, and onto the straight we come. The second time this weekend, car number 55 charges at the line.
Stunning looking car. They've done so well with this, and great to see Simon driving it so well. I had a chat to him after yesterday, and he is absolutely loving driving this thing, so it's so good to have it out there. Looks stunning. Well done to Simon to take the win. Phil Chester still coming around to take the flag as Andrew Howell's had a bit of a lonely race back there, but Mike Tratton has left them all for dead in 4th, so he's really got the bit between his teeth and taken off after clearing Keith and Trevor. So
getting some shots back down the field here. Michael Hurler, he got the head leaning forward. He's certainly trying to do everything he possibly can to move on to the back of Jason Edwards. Yeah, he's wheeling it on.
I think I can.
Wheeling it on. Howell now comes to the line in that magnificent sounding Judd power plant outfit, and getting good shots there of Richard Milligan. You can just about see him changing his mind at the wheel adjustments.
It's a great battle for 12th here. Mike Hurl, he got under Jason Edwards, and then David Bajan has tried to round them both up side by side round Siberia here. He's not going to make it stick, but great racing from these guys. It's great after yesterday. Everyone was a little bit frustrated yesterday because it's not what the category is about, and today some really good, hard, close racing. Everyone can be really proud of themselves.
Yeah, we just observed Michael Hurley here with his head leaning forward. He took that place then, and I reckon his head just rolled back a little bit laughing. Just his head went back going, I got it.
I've got him.
I've got him, yeah, exactly. I've got him. I've only got 3/4 of a lap to go. It's mine.
Ken in the corners down here. He's done really well to get back through the field. He's up to 14th.
It really is good to see Michael out there doing it, a guy that works so hard behind the scenes in motorsport generally. He's got many, many service awards, and just won a couple of years ago in the COVID years. He certainly did. With the MG car club
really
worked very, very hard to try and get race meetings to happen right throughout that horrendous period of time, and gets to the line ultimately in the end in 13th place. Lucky 13th for car number 61.